saying that we are live. Saying that we are live. I am going to double check to see how things are. Okay. It's not popping up for me yet on my phone. Let's see if it's going through now. Okay, yeah. I see it. Let me check. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to post it in the chat.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's put it.
Post it in the football chat if you want as well.
Okay.
You know the big one with like
Yeah.
200 plus people.
Okay, I posted it there. I'm gonna post it in lemon squeezes. There. And then I'm gonna send it to my friend Gemini Hoops.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there. And then let me share it to Twitter. Okay. Yo, welcome to the undisputed king of sports. I'm here with Faize. We are going to talk about, obviously, what happened this past weekend. Plus Chelsea versus Man United preview. Plus, are Liverpool really the favourites to win this league? Faize, how you doing, man? How's life going?
Yeah, I'm all good, brother. How are you doing?
I'm okay. That game was nervous. I'm not gonna lie to you, that Brighton game was tough. That Brighton game was tough. But we're gonna go into it. So let's start off with Man City versus Man United. We're gonna do a section for that, and then we're gonna do a section of Liverpool, and then afterwards we're gonna do a section on our Liverpool title favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we're going to do a section on the Liverpool manager situation. And then we're going to cook on from there. Okay, so you watched the game, Man City versus Arsenal. You watched that game?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your overall thoughts on that game? Like, how do you feel about that game?
One of the worst games I've seen between two top sides. I won't be led to believe otherwise by people on Twitter thinking they're tacticos or thinking that they're philosophers of the game. Watching that game, I honestly, I'm not exaggerating here, was one of the biggest pieces of dog shit I've ever had the displeasure of watching. You know? And this whole myth of, well, I saw a lot of Arsenal fans on Twitter afterwards saying about, we're the best team off the ball in the world right now. That was a defensive masterclass. And I thought, these are all things that Jose Mourinho's Chelsea used to get grilled for parking the bus, for not being, for not showing enough, not going for the game, just settling for a draw. You've settled for a draw and he's not even taking you top. That's not what Mourinho's sides would have done.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think there's a lot of people who are hypocrites out there. And yeah, as I said, awful game. What did you think about the game?
Okay, so here's my thing. Yeah, when it comes to this game, here's my thing. Now this is gonna be me being brutally honest. They played like a bunch of bitches. That was the most pussy football I've ever seen in my life. They played both of Man City. They couldn't break them down. Arsenal were like, yo, we're content with a point because the problem. I know Arsenal fans will get gassed because in their mind, we can't lose. City's mind, we must win, but we can't lose. I get that. That makes sense. Nobody is disagreeing with that. But what people need to understand is this: Arsenal played a very dangerous game because now you put the title in Liverpool's hands at this current moment in time. Obviously, there could be mix and spills, but at the end of the day, you're trying to keep the title in your hand. And this is what you got to give credit to Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp Jurgen Klopp loves to take chances, loves to take the risks, and loves to take the initiative in terms of trying to win the game. He goes for it. When the team smells blood, he goes for it. Man City haven't been the greatest in terms of breaking teams down. I feel like they lacked a lot of creativity. And Faz, do you know a fun fact about the game?
Go on.
Do you know apparently there was like 7 DMs and 4 centre backs in the
it was actually 8 centre backs on the pitch. So that is terrorism that Mourinho and Diego Simeone.
But Faz, here's the thing: Mourinho wasn't that negative. Mourinho would win the game. He would win the game.
Mourinho, Diego Simeone get slandered week in, week out for their style of football, but Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta do it, and it's a tactical masterclass.
Because there's an agenda against Mourinho. We've known this for time.
Yeah.
And that's because Mourinho came into the Premier League, said I'm the special one, and then proceeded to dominate by going back to back. I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I remember those times where I felt like that Chelsea team in 04 and 05 were unstoppable. Yeah. And that was
I also do think that a lot of it goes back to the whole, you want to build someone up so that you can tear them down. People loved Mourinho when he first came, but now they love the fact that it seems to go wrong after the second season. The third season, it normally seems that it just goes bad for him. They love that.
I feel like with him is a cycle. So obviously when you're on a win now manager, there's a cycle. Like Klopp cycles 7 years. He gets a bunch of players that aren't that good, develops them, wins a trophy, and then the cycle has to continue in terms of rebuilding, retooling. That's the same thing with Mourinho. The only difference with Mourinho is Mourinho has ready now players to win stuff. When you have ready now players to win stuff, especially if you're looking at the 04, 05 to 06, to 05, 06, you got to look at the fact that those players were old. Michael Ballack was like 30 years old. Drogba was still good. Drogba was a late bloomer, but there's certain things you got to retool. You got to take some things out and do that. And then you obviously got to factor into account the type of manager you had. Back to the original topic. The problem that I had with the game was, I hope Liverpool aren't done in terms of getting a new manager. I'm gonna get onto that. Yeah. Reason why I say that is, Faz, do you really want Pep and Arteta ball? Remember the last game where Liverpool faced against Man City? How entertaining that was. How entertaining the Klopp and Pep rivalry has been. Yeah. And that's because it's like boxing. Styles make fights. Styles make matchups. Yeah. When you're looking at all of these stuff, let me get up the chat in the other end, because I just realized I haven't got the chat up. Styles make matchups. And when you're looking at everything, oh shit, I need to freaking, okay, hold up. Okay, styles make matchups. And when you're looking at everything, you factor everything to account. The thing that you gotta realize is okay, let me make sure. And when you're looking, okay, hold up 1 second. Okay, I got the chat up. Okay, when you're looking at everything, you gotta make sure that you're in a position where where football can obviously be an entertaining product at the same time. When you're looking at the Klopp and Pep rivalry, I kind of lost my train of thought. Let me dial it back a bit. Point I'm trying to make is this. The matchup between Pep and Guardiola doesn't mesh well for entertaining football. The first game was a little bit more exciting this season, but it was, if you look at it in actuality, it was boring. Yeah. Klopp's team forces City to be at a better pace because the tempo we play at is more uncontrollable. Yeah. We play more heavy metal, more rush, more rock and roll football, so you're gonna get more excitement. And that's normal. You get what I mean? That's normal. So when you factor all of that into account and you break everything down for what it actually is, that's why you get the results that you get. That's why you get the matches that you get. Arteta don't think he can beat Pep by playing his regular brand of football. So that's why he plays more pragmatic and more negative. Because deep down, he don't feel like his strategy will work. That's why he went there for a point. Because he's banking on the fact that other teams can do him a favor to get himself back into the title. I wouldn't be surprised if I expect them to go and win every single game. Pep tried to win that game. Actually, I can't really say Pep tried to win that. He played like 4 centre-backs.
Yeah.
He played like 4 centre backs and 2 DMs. He didn't play Jack Grealish. He didn't play Doku. Remember what I said up to you about Doku? I said a player like Doku would be key. But the problem with Doku is Doku's on a...
I actually think I shitted on Doku, so I'd like to take that back.
Yeah, you did shit on him. You said he's not that good. I said Doku's in a slump. He's in a slump right now. If it was Doku, the Doku that first arrived, then there would be a whole different ball game. But Doku's in a slump. I said a player like that will be good because he's going to stretch the game. And because City don't have anybody to play down the middle, to play on the wings. Because if you look at it this way, they didn't really have any pace. The person that was getting past people, forced to beat a man, was Gavardia. No offense to Gavardia. Gavardia did put a couple of people on their asses, but that's not what I want from Gavardia. Yeah. So when you factor that in account, I feel like City are reaping the problems of not being able to sign a Lucas Paqueta, because he would have been able to change the game. I saw a stat out there somewhere where no player has made more through balls in the top 5 European leagues than Lucas Paqueta. Amazing baller. Damn. They're reaping the cons of not having a Raheem Sterling. I know you don't like Sterling, but I'm talking about the profile of Sterling, not Sterling as a player. The profile, pace.
I don't even think it's
not having. I know you don't like Sterling. That's why I said that. I know you don't like Sterling. That's why I said that. That's why you need a Sane. That's why you need a Mahrez. Remember Mahrez won them the game against Tottenham last year when he came off the bench and had that masterclass? Yeah. You need players like that. The problem that City had is City have been winning the league so much and been dominant so much that when they do not improve their team like they should, they get the benefit of the doubt. If it was Liverpool that won the league and didn't improve the league, we didn't improve the team the same way City did, everyone would be saying Liverpool are falling off. They're not that good. They can't challenge. They're not that good, man. They can't do it. Yeah. That's why I always say that Liverpool are the underdogs, because a lot of the time people say Klopp is doing miracles. People don't really give the players the credit that they deserve. Remember when you suggested in our group chat about Jarrell Kwanzaa? You said Kwanzaa's a good player, and everyone said Kwanzaa like he's some scrub. Not a player that's been playing well the moment he steps in. The thing about City players is we give City the benefit of the doubt because they have won so much. And because they have won so much, we neglect the fact that they got rid of Gundogan, they got rid of Mahrez, and they didn't get equal level of personnel. That's the problem that City have. They did not get equal level personnel. And that's why, if you look at that team, they lacked ideas. Doku is too raw in terms of his ability. And all of that stuff. That's really the problem with Man City. But I gotta ask you this about City. Do you think this puts City out of the? Actually, let's segue into a new segment. Do you think this puts City out of the title race?
No.
So you think they can still win? They're only 3 points behind.
This stage of the season, it wouldn't surprise me if City go on to win every single game that they've got left, apart from Chelsea in the FA Cup.
But you're forgetting one thing.
But
you're forgetting
other than that, go on.
The bogey team that they got to play at. Tottenham.
Yeah, but I get that.
Tottenham
but at the same time,
Faize, remember, Tottenham won with 2 left backs playing centre back at the Etihad. They drew.
As Sir Alex used to say, lads, it's Tottenham.
But Faize, this ain't about Tottenham winning the league. I'm not talking about them winning. I'm talking about them getting a result.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, they've seemed to have City's number over the last few years. Since they've moved into the new White Hart Lane. But I have to go back to it is Tottenham.
No, but here's the thing, Faize. Let me give you a caveat. When Liverpool were going for the quad, Tottenham held us to a draw. I know that's a Conte Tottenham, but they held us to a draw. Man City, with the players of Son, I saw in Have Hope stream, this guy called Jamal. He said Werner's PMP, pace and problem.
That's one way to describe him. I've got some other ways that I could describe him, but I wouldn't be allowed on YouTube.
No, but that's the thing. I think Tottenham could cause the problem. I think Tottenham could get a draw. I'm not gonna lie to you, Faize. I wouldn't be surprised if Tottenham try and beat the brakes of Arsenal, and then just throw the game against Liverpool and City. Think about it. I wouldn't be surprised. They probably just let Liverpool win.
I find that funny.
Well, because fans, they desperately do not want Arsenal to win the league, and they are a good enough team to stop them, especially that being at their ground.
But then what it really comes back to is if Arsenal are good enough to win this league, they can't let things like that stop them. Last season, the reason they didn't win the league was because they went and drew with Liverpool. They went and drew with West Ham, Southampton, and I'm sure maybe there's another few games along the way that they didn't do well in. Those are the games they can afford to lose. What I'm saying is they can afford to lose to Spurs and still win the title. That's not going to be. They're not going to lose the title at White Hart Lane. Where they lose the title is in games like Chelsea.
Do you want to look at the fixture list?
Yeah, go on. Yeah,
I can get up on the screen. So this is a segment that we're gonna cut to. I'm saying this because when it goes through timestamps, it actually helps me to put this on timestamps. So this is the fixture schedule for Arsenal, and you got factor in the count, man. They got Champions League games sandwiched in. Okay, so
yeah, don't worry about Champions League games. They're going out to Bayern.
You see my screen?
No.
Okay. Get the stream up.
Okay.
Yeah, get the stream up on an alternative side. Okay, then you can see what I mean.
I don't know how to do that. Hold on. Oh yeah, okay. Get it up.
Okay, it's up on my screen. It's literally on the stream. Oh shit! I'm freaking idiot. Wait, did I? Okay. Wait, can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So they got their next game is against Luton tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, let's play a little game, Faize. A little game. And I want you to predict these fixtures. All you got to do is win, lose, draw. Arsenal against Luton.
Arsenal win.
Arsenal against Brighton.
Arsenal win.
Okay, we're going to ignore the Champions League. I'm going to get this off of the screen so we can.
Yeah, because that's a loss anyway. So.
Oh, my Lord. You're really riding this Tuchel wave.
No, I'm riding anyone but Arsenal to win the Champions League wave.
Oh, because you want to still be the only team in London?
Yeah.
Okay.
We will be anyway.
Okay, I get that. Let me just tuck this in. Okay, so Arsenal against Aston Villa at home.
At the Emirates?
Yep.
I'll go Arsenal win, but it's going to be tough.
Okay, Arsenal against Wolves.
Arsenal win.
And keep in mind, it's Wolves away. Do you want to know a fun fact about Wolves?
Go on.
They beat Man City. They gave Liverpool problems. We struggled against them.
They've beaten Chelsea I think
they beat Tottenham as well.
Yeah. I don't know why I mentioned Chelsea. Like everyone, not everyone
I got one for you as well. And this is an interesting one. I wonder what you're gonna say for this. Arsenal versus Chelsea. Win, lose, draw.
Draw.
Arsenal the week after against Tottenham.
Draw.
Arsenal against Bournemouth.
Loss.
Arsenal against Man United.
Draw.
Arsenal against Everton.
Win.
Even though Everton might need the points to stay up. Sean Dyche.
Yeah, but I think it will. Like I said, Arsenal are going to lose to Bournemouth. They might not lose to Bournemouth.
Okay, so
they might draw or beat Bournemouth.
So let me dial this back a bit. So you got them 1, 2, 3. So you got them drawing 3 games out of the last 9.
Yeah.
So the rest, you basically said they got them winning.
Yeah, apart from I reckon either they lose to Bournemouth or Man United.
Okay, so let's go to Liverpool. Actually, let's go to Man City.
Yeah.
Man City. Because this way, we're going to figure out who you think basically is going to win the league based on these fixtures. Okay. Man City tomorrow will be against Aston Villa.
Win.
Man City against Crystal Palace away.
Draw.
Woo! Okay. Man City against Luton at home.
Luton at the Etihad or
Yeah.
Luton at home?
No, Luton at home is a different team. I don't know why. The only team that found Luton easy was Chelsea.
Yeah, but I mean, that was, I don't know.
No, but I reckon they should dispatch Luton easily.
That was at Stamford Bridge we found them easy, I think.
No, but you beat them. Remember Cole Palmer went around the keeper? And Madueke got that.
Yeah, and we struggled to beat.
Oh yeah, I remember they almost came back. It was like 3-2.
Yeah, I think it was 4-3 or 3-2.
Oh, something crazy like that. Okay, okay, so I got another one. Yeah, Man City. Okay, so you got Man City beating Luton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Man City versus Tottenham.
Win.
At Tottenham.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep in mind, fast. Man City are in free competition, so they might get more injuries. Yo, hello?
Hello.
Yo, you're off camera.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go on.
Okay. Okay, so Man City away to Brighton. And apparently, let me look at Brighton's record. Apparently, Brighton have not lost at home in a very long time. Let me see. Okay, one. Okay, let me see the last time they lost at home. I'm not a lion, Faize. They haven't lost at home in a very long time. No, when was the last time they actually lost at home?
Man City will beat them.
Let me see. I don't know, Faize. Brighton have got a really good home record. The last time they lost...
Man City will beat them, man. Man City don't care about them kind of things going into the last few games this season. And it's Brighton.
Nah, but you know, Brighton are one of those teams, man. They're on their day, man. They're annoying. But since they haven't got Matoma and Co, maybe. Okay. Nottingham Forest versus Man City.
Man City.
Man City versus Wolves.
Man City.
Man City versus Fulham away. And you know how difficult Fulham away has been. Man City versus West Ham.
Man City.
So you basically got Man City only drawing one game.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Liverpool. Okay. Liverpool got Sheffield United on Thursday.
Win. Liverpool win.
Liverpool
Easy.
versus Man United on Sunday away.
Win.
Liverpool versus Crystal Palace at Anfield.
Or win, but it's going to be a tough fought win.
Faize, let me say this, Rick. I did not understand how we beat them at Selhurst Park. That game made no sense.
Yeah,
okay.
Man.
Liverpool versus Fulham.
Win.
Liverpool versus Everton.
Win. Yeah, you'll win that.
Liverpool versus West Ham.
Liverpool win.
Liverpool versus Tottenham at Anfield.
You'll win that.
Liverpool versus Aston Villa away.
Liverpool win.
Liverpool versus Wolves.
Liverpool.
So, based on your logic first, let me go based on your logic. Based on your logic, yeah, and based on what you said, Liverpool basically would have the title won by the Tottenham game. Or the second to last game.
Yeah, potentially.
Okay, that's fair.
Like I said, there might be a curveball in this. On the week that you're playing Palace, the other two teams might lose and you might draw with Palace. Mm-hmm. Now, it's not the best result in the world, but it's a better result than what they've got. Mm-hmm. You know, so we just don't know. Like, it's all well and good. Look, the other day I predicted Man City to beat Arsenal 4-0. They didn't even score.
No, but let's be honest, man. We didn't expect you didn't have predicted 4 centre backs.
No, and it was more. My prediction was more about my hatred for Arsenal than it was about what I actually think their scoreline will be. Yeah.
Nah, that makes sense. My thing has always been this, man. When it comes down to everything, when it's all said and done, is when you factor into account everything. So, well, this is a good segue to the next topic. Yeah. Is this Liverpool's title to lose, or do you think the gap is not big enough to say it's Liverpool's title to lose?
Yeah, I think the gap isn't big enough. Man City are so strong, and they are they are the Premier League title holders for 3 years in a row, and they're there or thereabouts. They're only, 2-3 points behind you?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, so I would still say it's Man City's title to lose. If you asked me to put my life on it, who's winning the league, I'm going with Man City. Because, it's the most likely
I ain't
outcome.
gonna lie to you. That would be a contradiction to what your fixture prediction would be.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, if I wanted to save my life, I would bet on Man City.
Yeah, because you've seen them win continuously. That makes sense.
Yeah, because it's hard to bet against them or go against them. But if anyone's going to do it, I think it's Liverpool. And I think it's not even just about the players you've got.
Yo, guys, make sure you like the video. Yo, what's good, Mike? How you doing, man? We got to get you on the show one of these days, man. It'll be fun to see you talk about Man United and whatnot, man.
Yeah, but, it's not even... For me, the reason why I think Liverpool can win this Premier League title, it's not just about the fixtures that they've got, that they're not... Well, there's Everton, Man United are tough. Palace will be could be a bit of a banana skin. It's not about the players they've got at their disposal. It's about the Jurgen Klopp farewell tour.
Okay, I got a question. I heard this in a stream. And I'm gonna fight the point that guy said. So I'm gonna be against Liverpool to fight the point that I'm gonna make, because I want to see how you would combat and react to it. So Arsenal fans said, because I was watching Have Hope stream, and I asked my sister this, I asked my brother this. My brother said it's a stupid take. My sister said it doesn't make any sense. Arsenal fan said he thinks Liverpool will bottle it and will lose games because he's gonna sink in that they're doing this for Klopp and that the pressure is gonna get to them. What do you say to that statement? He said Liverpool are going to drop points because the pressure is going to start to sink in that, oh shit, we're doing this for Klopp. Oh shit, can we really get this over the line? I got my reasons to combat against it. Yeah. But I want to know what you think, and I'll tell you what I think.
Well, I just don't see Liverpool capitulating like that, you know? They might not win the title, but I don't think it will be because, the pressure of doing this for Klopp has got to them. If anything, as I said, I think the fact that Jurgen Klopp is leaving the club will bring them more energy to go, more, I can't think of the word, more, the more to go and win it than it would be negative on them,
Yeah, I agree with that. Let me address Michael's comment. Michael's comment said, who do you think has the favourable running? Easily Man City. Man City's games easily the most favourable running.
Whilst that is the case, who have Man City got next? Aston Villa?
Yes. No, but let me tell you why I say they got a more favourable running. Arsenal got the hardest running. Our running is hard because we're against Everton and United. Them teams.
But that's
Ten Hag is gonna park the bus. He is not gonna. He gonna park the bus and be pragmatic as hell. And be content with a draw. It's gonna be Liverpool's job. If Liverpool draw that game, it's Liverpool's fault. I don't care if Man United park the bus. I don't care if they play negative football. Their job is to stop Liverpool from winning that game. Yeah. So if they do what they need to do to stop us from winning that game,
this is the thing about football, Wale, is that we just never know. We've spoke just now about Tottenham could be the team that trip up Man City. What if it's West Ham? What if on the same week that they lose to West Ham, you and Arsenal lose? And then it's all well and good to talk about favourable run-ins, and on paper it looks like these games are easy. But all of these teams most teams that we're going to be playing against now have something to play for. Either they want to stay in the division, maybe they're fighting for the Europa League spots, the Conference League spots, or just for pride, I mean, the only team that I think you have Sheffield United.
Anfield.
Yeah, that no disrespect to Sheffield United, but I can't see any other any other result other than a Liverpool win
Do you know what
4-0.
it is, Faize? Do you know what it is, Faize? You know when people say Liverpool gonna... If Liverpool don't win the league, or if Liverpool like give up the lead in this title race, I think it's because we just weren't... We were just shit. I don't think it's down to bottling. I think because think about it, what Liverpool have come back from behind so many times that anytime I'm messing with my sister that we're losing, like, oh, we're gonna come back.
Which is a sign of a great team.
People say Liverpool are like Thanos.
Yeah.
When Thanos said you should have gone for the head. People questioned whether Liverpool gonna play. Do you know how much adversity we come from? Faize, injuries to Salah. Salah never gets injured, by the way. No Trent, no Alisson. At one point, no Nunes. Everybody shits on Gakpo, and I'm including one of those people. But we had Gakpo, Elliott, and I think it was Jota. I'm having to meet players I've never seen before, like Dans and Bobby Clark. These sound like FIFA AI names we get on pro clubs.
Yeah.
Bobby Clark, McConnell, Kumas.
Yeah.
Like when I'm seeing these stuff, I like it's not gonna be Liverpool lose the league. I don't think it's gonna be down to bottling. That's my personal opinion. I think it's gonna be down to the fact that we had an off day and we just couldn't get going. The Man United game, the reason why that game was actually a bottle job. That game where we lost to them was actually a bottle job because we should have won that game. And the reason why I feel like we lost that game is because Liverpool were just taking the piss. And when I mean taking the piss, they did not respect Man United. And the fans echoed that energy. When we played them at Anfield, the reason why we did not win that game is because Liverpool fans echoed the fact that we were going to slap them 5-0. And when a fan base echoes that they're going to destroy a team, it resonates with the players. We're in the social media era. You start adding more pressure to the players, and you start making the players feel like the result is guaranteed without even kicking the ball. No result is guaranteed. Man United are a very slippery team.
Do you think that losing to Man United in the FA Cup might actually be a blessing?
What'd you say?
Do you think that losing to Man United in the FA Cup might actually have been a blessing?
Yes.
When you play them again?
Yes. Because, Faize, if we spank them 5-0, I guarantee we'll walk into that game thinking we're going to spank them.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if we beat them 5-0, I guarantee we will walk into that game thinking that Man United are going to be an easy rollover.
And now Liverpool's pride is hurt, you know? That to lose in the manner in which you did, and against your fiercest rivals. Now, I don't care what people say about Everton or Man City or whatever. The rivalry is...
Damn.
What? Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. You good?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay, before you continue, let me quickly address Mike's comment. Mike said the club podcast has Liverpool as the most favorable running two. City, Arsenal still have UCL competition. Liverpool have staggering injuries at Europa. And don't get it twisted, Liverpool will take revenge on United for sure. I can see your comments, not all guaranteed. I'm hearing that Jota might be back for Man United. And I'm hearing Trent might be back for Man United. And I'm a little concerned about that. Faize, I don't know if you're still here. Okay, he's not still here. And the reason why I'm a little concerned about that is the issue that I have with Trent coming back is how is he going to fit into the system? And when I mean how is he going to fit into the system, I don't mean it because I'm not saying it as like Trent's a bad player. I'm saying that Trent might end up picking the spaces that McAllister has been picking up. The reason why McAllister has been so effective because he's able to operate in the pockets of space that Trent would put himself in, especially with the new inverted system. So it's going to be interesting to see how we use Trent. The best solution for that to be, in my personal opinion, is to move that guy into midfield and have a midfield free of Endo, Trent, and Szoboszlai. Not Szoboszlai, McAllister. I feel like that midfield three would be good, and then obviously you can rotate with Szoboszlai and whatnot. And then obviously if you want to do you can play Trent right back, and then obviously have what's his name, Joe Gomez at the left back position. It's a very interesting headache because there's so many different ways we can actually tactically set up. I think Faize has joined back. Okay, let me add it back into the scene. Yeah.
Hello.
I said earlier that I think we're gonna have Jota and Trent back for Man United, and I said it might be bad for me. Have you seen McAllister's numbers recently?
In terms of what?
Goals and assists.
Not really.
In the last 7 games, he has like 5 assists. He has like 5 assists in like the last 7 games.
That assist the other day was a beautiful assist, and there's people saying about Sobotlai's pass to him was great. It wasn't. It was terrible. It was drilled in.
No. I think that pass was actually a cold pass because I actually didn't see that pass.
No, but it takes a player of McAllister's caliber to stop that ball dead.
Oh no! Oh yeah! McAllister did say he hit that pass a little too hard, but
hit too hard, bro. He pelted that at him.
But Faize, if you look where the pass was coming from, I was surprised. I did not see McAllister there. Like the way he gave the ball, McAllister was wide open with no one there, and then the pass to Salah was beautiful. And I gotta say this here, and this is gonna be me for Connor. I remember you going into. Didn't Connor say to us that McAllister was shit? He said McAllister was shit. Connor, if you're there, man, you fraud. You absolute fraud. McAllister's been our best midfielder this season, you fraud. Nah, but yeah, it's all love and games, man. But honestly, it's been amazing. And I feel like if Trent comes back and he does the whole inverted shit, it might hurt McAllister because they might be in each other's way. So if I was to put a solution, I'll move McAllister to the left side, maybe put Trent in midfield and have Endo there. Or have McAllister play at the number 10 and have Endo and Trent as a double pivot. The reason why I say Endo is important because Endo is going to give Trent security that Trent would need. You can't have Trent, Szoboszlai and McAllister. Endo's got to be there because Endo that Faize, I owe that dude a public apology. I called him shit. I said, who is this scrub? Sam said, call him 8 minutes. No, but yeah, McAllister is phenomenal. But I feel like it might be some issues in terms of them clashing in positions wise. But as far as my opinion, I don't think it's Liverpool's time to lose. You were gonna say something, and then I'll get to Mike's comments.
I can't remember what I was gonna say.
You said something about I think it was like the running, the fixtures and whatnot.
Yeah, well, what I was saying was that, you know, it's all well and good to be like, oh, I don't know, they could go to West Ham and lose. But it could be the most unpredictable game that they go and lose. You know, like I said, but I've just said it myself earlier. I'm going to contradict myself here. I said earlier about if there's one game that I think there's no chance you lose, is Sheffield United. Sheffield United could beat you.
That's the thing, man. You don't.
And then all of this talk, all this talk about, oh, you know, yeah, the games that we're going to struggle in at Everton, Man United. The games you might struggle in are Crystal Palace and Sheffield. You might beat Liverpool. You might beat United and Everton comfortably.
Yeah, like I said, like Liverpool, but they do play quote unquote chaos football, but we also play heart attack football. Heart attack football meaning that they're gonna be games like the freaking what was that game?
Yeah,
Nottingham Forest.
The difference between
Forest
your
game,
kind of heart
I thought that shit was over.
Yeah,
and then Nunes that guy's been clutch as well. But
the difference between your heart attack football is you guys end up getting a winner, and that's what gives you the heart attack. Is I didn't think we'd be able to win there. My heart attack with Chelsea is we're winning 2-0 and we end up drawing with Wolves, with teams like Burnley.
Hey man, the game's the game.
For the people in the comments that were talking the other day, no, I will go on to this now. For the people in the comments the other day
let me give you your segment. I'm gonna give you the floor, man. Hold up. Let me give you. Okay. Cook now, fast. I'm not going to interrupt.
For the people in the comments the other day that were talking all of this stuff about progress and you've got to give it time, it's a process. What on earth are you seeing to say that? What on earth have you seen to allow Mauricio Pochettino to continue in his role past the end of this season? There has been nothing. He doesn't deserve it. He, as I said the other day, he doesn't have any credit in the bank. He's not a serial winner. He went to PSG. He didn't like it. He didn't work for PSG. He made Messi look washed. I've not seen one PSG fan say, "Oh, I liked our time under Pochettino." Spurs. We keep talking about what he did with Spurs. We aren't Spurs. We're not
Spurs team should have won. Like, if you look at that team, if you look at that group of players, that Spurs team should have won one trophy.
And that's them. That's what they are, to not win trophies. That's not Chelsea. Chelsea, even when we were finishing 7th, when we finished 6th or 7th in 2012, we won the Champions League. We finished 10th the season after we win the league. It's in our blood to win a trophy. It's in his blood to be a loser. So when people ask me, why don't you want, oh, you're not going to give him enough time. From day one, he never should have came here. He's the same as Potter, sorry. You know, he's not a Chelsea man. And I don't want to sound like that idiot Tory Jennings. But it's the truth. You know?
Let me get into the comments. Sam has a question for us, Faize. He said, has anyone seen Saka? Been missing since the weekend. Mike said he's done the strategic limp off after a mid-performance.
Yeah, he did. That's the classic.
The Rashford bop. John's crazy. John's crazy, Sam. Him and Foden were awful. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, they both had a mid-off.
Him and Foden were
Palmer.
awful. That WWE, the freaking Rock versus John Cena shit you put had me crying. They were both awful. Who else is there? Mike asked, Potter or Poch? Who would you rather have?
I was going to use an analogy that isn't safe for YouTube. So what I'll say is that is like picking between the two worst options in the world. That's all I'll say.
And he said,
they're both so
that
bad.
Lampard UCL.
Who said that?
Sam.
Yeah.
Everyone in that game was, Sam, that is true. Everybody was terrible. But like I said, Sam, I don't blame. You know what? Do you know what I blame for that game, Sam? I blame Arteta and I blame Pep because of the way they set up. Foden's a good player, but he needs to be put in position to succeed. That Man United game where he got that brace, Pep allowed him to have a free roam. He allowed him to go left, go right. That's why Foden's able to cook. Foden's true position, and I'm gonna create this as a clip for myself. If you want to get the best out of Phil Foden, give him a free roam number 10. If Foden was in the 90s, early 2000s, Foden's the second striker. He's playing that Antonio Di Natale position or the freaking Del Piero position behind the striker. That's where Foden is going to cook. Because Foden, in my personal opinion, if you put him in the right system, in the right position, he could bag you at least 24 to 25 goals a season. Bring him closer to Haaland. Bring him next to him. Put him in the number 10 position. But obviously, they're not going to do that because they want to put De Bruyne there. They want to put Bernardo there and all that stuff. But Foden thrives in the central position. That's what you're gonna do. Same with Palmer. These players like Palmer, Foden, they're not wingers. They can play there, but they're not your conventional Premier League winger. Because let's be honest, most wingers in the Premier League, if they don't have the technical skill set that they need to have, majority of them the majority of them need to be pace and power. That's the reason why. And people are getting onto Man United saying, "Oh, Man United, why did you get rid of Sancho? Sancho was shit. Sancho was dog shit." The reason why Sancho is looking good now is because Sancho's in a position where he's got more space to thrive, and he doesn't have to be as fast. And people are showing me that clip of him cooking Kimmich. He didn't cook Kimmich. Kimmich blocked the cross from going in.
But
what is this? Like, he went one way, Kimmich got sold a little bit, but Kimmich recovered and blocked the cross from going in.
I wouldn't say that Sancho's shit. And
no, I'm saying he was shit. I said he was shit at Man United. You think he was good at Man United?
There were games at Man United, I think, where he played off the left or down the middle, and he performed a lot better.
Yeah.
You know? But it goes into that thing of,
Faize,
they're not going to drop They're not going to drop Rashford for Sancho. No, then it falls back into Willian. I'll relate it back to Chelsea. I remember obviously, you know me, Wale. I never liked Willian.
Mm-hmm.
But Willian at left wing was good. He performed quite well. But the issue is, you can't play Eden Hazard, or because I know there's going to be someone in the comments telling me that I've pronounced it wrong again. So Eden Hazard, or whatever his name is,
let's call him Hazard,
if you can't play him out of position to accommodate someone like Willian, and it's the same with Rashford and Sancho. You couldn't have played Rashford out of position to accommodate Sancho when he hadn't shown enough. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think people are a bit harsh on Sancho, and I do think...
Guys, make sure you like the video and subscribe, man.
Man United and Chelsea have similarities in it's a place where you either go to and you either sink or swim. And some good players have gone to both clubs and obviously sank. And some other players that the expectation for some other players that have gone there hasn't been as high. Look at the Cole Palmer. No one was expecting him to do what he's done at Chelsea, and he's doing it. And there's been players over the years that have done the same with Man United.
Do you know why that's
that
the
have
case,
gone
guys?
in without the expectation of a $100 million price tag, like a Sancho or 85, whatever.
Guys, do you know why that's the case? The reason why that's the case with Palmer is because City have created such a great narrative that they can never make mistakes. So when City sell a player, they just assume that that player wasn't good enough. They never.
But I think with Cole Palmer,
he would have been useful for this team, but I don't think he's the type of winger that City need. City need pace. They got rid of all their pacey wingers.
Yeah, but I still think he would be good for this City team.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me catch up with the comments. Okay, Sam says Foden in the middle, in the center cooks. I agree. Everybody was bad, but Saka's stats were unbearably bad. Guys, if you want context, Sam is a Foden sexual. So Foden's his guy. So when it comes to the Foden and Saka debate, we know where he lies. So it makes sense how he feels that way about Foden. And Foden's
we know where he lies, in Foden's bed.
But Saka was unbelievably bad, and we have to have some interesting conversations about him in crunch time. Let's see what he does. Is he going to be a guy that can step up and perform when he needs to perform, or is he going to be a guy that just can't do what needs to be done? Okay, we're going to go into this section, but let me read the comments to catch up to everything that's been said. Okay, but it is worth it sacrificing KDB for Foden? Faize, your camera's gone weird.
Mm-hmm.
Your camera's not on. Okay, so here's what I say about that. You gotta pick the games where you decide to do that. You gotta pick the games where you decide to do it. There's gonna be some games where playing Foden down the middle is gonna be worth it, and there's gonna be some games where playing Foden on the wing is gonna be worth it. Pep Guardiola is a good tactician, so he gotta figure out when to do either one. You know what I mean? You gotta figure that out. Okay, Sancho was dead. He was dead. Sancho in Farmers League. Yes, that is a Farmers League, but maybe
who said Sancho in a Farmers League?
That's what Sam said. I ain't gonna lie, man. It has been a Farmers League, but they're trying to change the narrative. Bayer Leverkusen are trying to change the guard.
But I don't believe it is a Farmers League. Some of the best players that we've seen in the last decade in the Premier League have come from the quote-unquote Farmers League. Haaland.
You don't want to enter that conversation.
Ozil,
you don't want to enter that conversation of bad players from that league. You guys signed a bunch of them.
No, but they weren't quote unquote bad players. They just didn't suit our style of play.
Okay,
and
so you rate Havertz
terrible. Chelsea are a terrible example to ever use about signing
I want to
players.
see what you like. Do you rate Havertz now?
No. He is someone who has a bundle of potential that will never live up to it.
Okay. Let me catch up. Cook. They are all one of the bottles. Okay. Can we address the Sky Sports comment on Haaland all-round play? Yo, we're gonna get into that.
Who said that?
Mike.
Okay.
I
thought we had some new members.
Well, we are gonna get into that. You know what? Let's get into it now. I'm gonna create this whole segment. So, Faize, did you hear what Roy Keane had to say about Haaland?
Yeah.
What do you
That
think?
he
I
has the
understand
League
why Roy
Two
Keane said it.
ability of a player or something.
I understand why Roy Keane said it. I'm going to say what I think real quick and then you can cook. The reason... Roy Keane saying that. One thing that people got to understand about Roy Keane has very high standards.
Yeah.
Roy Keane has very high standards. And one thing I can say about Roy Keane is he's very consistent with his standards. When Aston Villa beat relegation, he said, why are Aston Villa celebrating? They didn't win anything. Roy Keane has winner mentality. And his mentality in terms of winning and succeeding and being at the elite level is so deep to the core that when people like Haaland make basic mistakes, he will do that type of criticism. The only time Roy Keane will not go in is if it's for someone like Ollie, because Ollie was his friend. He didn't go in on Ollie. He didn't say anything shit about Ollie. He didn't say anything negative about the players that he's played with, because that's how Roy Keane is as an individual. Obviously, he did that in his playing career, but now that he's a more toned down person, when it comes to him being a pundit and him giving his opinion on other players' technical abilities, if you do not have certain fundamentals, that's what he's going to say. And that's the problem with Haaland. And this is the section I'm going to cut, where I'm going to clip myself for this. The problem with Haaland is an exceptional goal scorer. But the problem as well is Haaland is creative with his misses. Like, there's some misses that Haaland does that I'm just like, yo, how did you do this? Like, is it even possible to miss from that angle? Because one thing you guys got to know about me, I'm a striker. So I see Haaland's missing, I'm just like, you got to do better there, mate. You got to do better there, mate. So,
yeah.
So, Faize, your camera's gone.
Oh, yeah.
So there's certain things that Haaland has to work on. He link up play, get more involved, receiving, going. But certain things he will be able to improve on. Certain things he won't be able to improve on, because there's certain things that are tough to improve on at this stage of your career, especially at this level. This ain't like a Sunday League 5-a-side level where you can improve on those stuff. You're asking him to prove on certain attributes that are going to be very difficult to improve, because he's never been in a position to work on that side of his game. And when you've never been in a position to work on that side of your game, it's going to be very difficult. But Faize, how do you feel about Haaland in terms of his fundamentals? Was Roy Keane right? Was he a bit harsh? I understand where he's coming from, but ultimately he's harsh. Haaland's not that bad at football. If you put Haaland in League 2, he's going to look like a guy with an amazing touch and everything. But what do you think? Faize? Is he actually frozen in that position? But anyways, let me catch up with your comment. And then I'll ask that question when Faize comes back. Oh my lord, the way he froze in that position is comedy. Okay, if Pep wanted Palmer back in 2 seasons, he'll get him. I don't know. Palmer signed a 6-year contract, so we're taking it back. Of course, easy. As a striker, I would prefer to run into space, because I want to use my pace. I prefer to run into space. Haaland wanting to run into space is fine. It's just whether you get the people on the ball to give him the ball to run into space. And obviously, when you're playing against low blocks, it's kind of hard to run into space because there's no space to run into. There's literally no space to run into. I prefer running into space, and I agree with Andy Cole, because I saw Andy Cole's thing where he said he doesn't understand why strikers don't like running into space. When you hear Andy Cole, Ian Wright talk about football, man, those guys drop down gems, and I sit there and think, yo, why didn't I think of that? If this guy timed his run a little bit better, he could have done this and this and this. So, I agree with that one. Okay, let's get Faize back in here. Faize?
Oh.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, what do you think about Roy Keane's comments?
Sorry, the Wi-Fi cut out.
All right, what do you think about Roy Keane's comments?
So, my take on it is this. I hear it, but at the same time, when you're as good as Haaland, it's irrelevant. You know? He scores so many goals. He won them the treble in his first season, or was influential in them winning a treble. That it just sounds like crap to say that he's a League 2 level of player without his goals or whatever he said. It doesn't wash well for me, because we're talking about a guy who is the top goal scorer in the Premier League right now, who broke the Premier League record last season. And now I'd love to be able to dog on Haaland and Man City, but you just can't. You know, in that regard, of him, yes, you can make the argument of, his hold-up play, all of that stuff, or off the ball, but they've got so many talented players off the ball that it doesn't matter. And on top of that, he's so good on the like in the 6-shot in the box.
Did he cut out again? Yo, Faize, I cannot hear you.
Oh.
Okay, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. You can continue speaking.
Could you hear me before?
Yeah, I heard you said he's so good off the ball. What?
And in the box, who's better than him right now in world football? And don't say Harry Kane, because that guy is allergic to trophies. So it's irrelevant.
Mbappe.
Okay, other than Mbappe, they're the top 2 in the world. You know, you give them a chance inside the box, 9 out of 10 times they're scoring. It doesn't matter if Haaland misses. It doesn't matter if he misses 4 or 5 chances, because he's guaranteed to score.
Let's say he got solid contact with the ball that he missed. I'm playing devil's advocate right now. Let's say he got solid contact with the ball that he missed, and he scored. That would have been the difference to winning them game. Let's be honest, man. And obviously Haaland has credit in the bank, but let's be honest, man. If that was Nicholas Jackson, he's getting memed on Twitter.
Yeah, but Nicholas Jackson isn't a treble winner, and he hasn't scored 30+ goals in a league before. You know,
that's true.
I like Nicholas Jackson. I see the player that he can easily become.
The problem is, and this is where we gotta be, where we gotta say this when it comes down to stuff like this. He has done great. For accomplishments, his resume, amazing. But if you put this season in isolation alone, Haaland has not been good enough. In big games, he has not been good enough. He has not been able to stamp his authority in games. Because if you take away Haaland's goal scoring ability, he got to do more. Remember, people were criticizing Rasmus Højlund for not doing enough when he wasn't receiving the ball. You got to do more. You got to develop the ability to come inside, pick up the ball, give it out wide, and then go. You got to be able to, since you're so good of running off the ball, you got to be able to stretch the centre backs so that you can make it easier for the people outside to move. The job as a striker is to make the life for a centre back difficult, regardless of whether you're scoring, regardless of whether you're assisting. Your job is to make it difficult for the centre backs to operate. When you have the ball, make it uncomfortable. Make me feel shaky on the ball. We're in an era where everybody wants to pass out from the back. Pressurize the guy. Do you know what Rio Ferdinand said about Torres? He said Torres was a nasty player. He said Torres will step on your toes when you won't even have the ball. Do the dirty shit. Remember Diego Costa, Faize, in his prime at Chelsea? Yeah. You remember back in...
You don't even have to do that. Look at Samuel Eto'o. How many times he ran and closed down a defender or the goalkeeper and won the ball and scored?
Exactly. But Haaland's a...
But another thing to defend Haaland
striker. He's a counter-attacking striker.
Another thing to defend Haaland with, and I can't believe you're making me do this because I don't want to defend him.
Okay. But I'm going to let you cook. Go for it.
Another thing I'm going to say is it's all well and good him not playing quote-unquote well in big games. That doesn't matter to me. The games that matter are the games against Sheffield, Bournemouth, Burnley, those games where he's scoring. There's only, how many top teams are there in the league? 4? 3? So if he doesn't score in those... So, no, but we're not going to say 6 because that's not true.
Okay, continue.
So there's really 3 top teams in the Premier League right now. Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal. And obviously he can't play against Man City. So there's 4 games all season that he has to play. 2 times against Liverpool, 2 times against Arsenal. Yeah? Okay. If he doesn't score in those 4 games, but he manages to score against the other 17 teams in the league, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. There's more games against lower opposition than there is against the top teams. So I would rather have a striker who is more than capable of slapping up West Ham, Bournemouth, Burnley, than a striker who turns up and scores a goal against Man United. Who cares? That's not where you win. And this is what my point has been I've said it again, and I said it before, and I'll say it again. You don't win the league against a team like Liverpool. You win the league by beating all of the teams below you. You know? And that is why Chelsea struggle, Man United struggle, because we are so bad at holding on to leads against teams that we should have no fucking right to be drawing with. Burnley, Man United the other day, Brentford. Can you imagine scoring in... Could you imagine Man City scoring that late on against Brentford and then conceding? Not really.
I agree. Let me get to the comments. Mike said Haaland is poo in the air for a big lump. That is true. He is poo
Up
in the air
against Burnley.
for a 6'4" guy. He's poo in the air. I agree. No, Faize, I agree with what you're saying. Faize,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Man City, if they went 2-0 up against Burnley, it's curtains. It's game over.
Well, I got
the game ain't
first.
even finishing 2-0.
I got questions.
It's finishing 4-5 now.
Joe said thoughts on Palace. Faize, what's your thoughts on Palace?
I don't have any thoughts on them.
Okay, my thoughts is this, yeah. Palace are one of the teams. I think Palace are playing. Wait, do Palace still have to play Arsenal again? I don't think so. Palace could have a say in the title race. I need Palace to do me a favor and beat Man City at home. I think they got them at home.
They won't do that. They're one of them.
Get a draw.
Get a draw. They won't do that. They're one of them teams that will pull their pants down for Man City every single time and take the pound.
No, but they got
just
they got a draw at the Etihad. My camera.
But that wasn't even at this stage in the season. That was like November, December time. I'm sure.
Fair enough. Okay.
And they didn't. But this is what I mean. If you're expecting anything from Crystal Palace, Wale, that is already the wrong mindset to have. You need to hope that Liverpool do the job.
Okay. So Andrew said Foden got taken off after 60 minutes. Okay, so
is that a question?
No. It's not really a question. That's what he said. That's what he said.
Right, okay.
I don't know why him and Sam are going back and forth. Andrew is an Arsenal fan, so hey man, you gotta defend your guy. Okay, so moving on. We done the Haaland section. That's done.
I'll defend this guy as well. Saka is clear of Foden in every sense of the word. It's the truth.
We're not having a Saka.
And the only argument you could use against
We'll save this for another time. There's other stuff I want to talk about. We'll save this for another time. Saka Foden debate.
Okay.
For another time. But I think it's close. One thing I want to move on to, and before I get to, let's talk about the Liverpool manager situation. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, it's your club.
Okay, so I'm gonna look into the camera. Yeah, make sure you like the video, guys. By the way, because this might be a rant. Yeah. Barcelona.
I'm here. Sorry.
I'm gonna hold my mic. Barcelona. Respectfully, fuck off. Barcelona, respectfully, leave Ruben Amorim alone, please. You don't deserve. I'm not gonna lie, Barcelona, with all the corruption shit you've done, you don't deserve to be a good team. I'm gonna be truthful. Barcelona, you do not deserve to be a good team. All the stuff that's happening to you,
and the cheating.
You being broke. You doing all this stuff. You deserve it. We know about the match fixing.
Yeah.
We know about what you did to Chelsea. We know about the fact that you can't pay players.
Arsenal.
Huh? Oh yeah, and Arsenal too.
They did it against Arsenal as well.
We know all the
Was that the game when Robin van Persie got sent off?
Yeah, he got sent off because he kicked the ball away because he couldn't hear. Because the arena was too loud. He didn't hear the whistle.
Yeah. It's a disgrace.
We know. Well, let me finish my rant. We know all the stuff you've been doing. So respectfully, from yours truly, piss off. Like honest to God, piss off. Because I'm trying to enjoy a new manager. Liverpool deserve a solid manager. We got a group of players. We got a nice potential project depending on what manager comes in. And I don't need that guy to mess it up. I really don't. I really don't need that guy to mess it up. I'm being truth. Freaking Barcelona, whatever their freaking president his name is, man. That freaking Saka shit.
Oh,
man.
Laporta.
Yeah, Laporta, man. He can piss off, man. You tried to beg Klopp. Klopp said no. And I know people in the comment section, he didn't try to beg Klopp. I know, but this fits my narrative for my speech. So in my narrative, he tried to beg Klopp.
This isn't about
Go and get De Zerbi. De Zerbi's your guy. Wait, hold on 1 minute, Faize. De Zerbi's your guy. De Zerbi's a Barcelona guy. Get De Zerbi.
Yeah.
Get De Zerbi. He fits your brand. Get him.
Yeah.
Nah, but
I have a question, Wale, for you. Do you think that there? Obviously, this is not very nice to speculate on, but is Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool because he's tired, or is he ill?
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, man. Jurgen Klopp has left the same manner at the last two clubs he's at. He left Dortmund, basically said the same thing. Left Mainz, basically said the same thing. Jurgen Klopp is a very self-aware manager, where I feel like he feels he can't do anything more with Liverpool.
And
do you know? Okay, let me give you a good analogy. Do you know how Abramovich feels like managers get to their expiry date, so he sacks them. When Klopp feels like he's getting to his expiry date, he leaves. The reason why he didn't leave Liverpool the way he did, because he knew he would have left Liverpool in a terrible situation. So what he knew was, let me rebuild this team, go one more time, and see what happens. And then obviously,
what do you think's next for Jurgen Klopp?
He had a big role. He was in charge of transfers. He was doing everything. The next manager will literally go, okay, I need these type of players to play my style. He comes in, implements that stuff, and then it keeps it moving. That's what it's gonna be like with the next manager. The next manager can focus on managing the team, getting the type of players he wants, and letting the sporting director, all these other people do this. Because Faize, you gotta keep in mind that final season, George Smacker was a helper to Klopp. Klopp was the one recruiting the players. We didn't have a sporting director. So Klopp was the one doing all of this stuff. And for a manager, I feel like a manager should focus on managing, have a sporting director to help him do that, because that's a heavy load to do, especially for a big club like Liverpool that don't spend money like that. We spend money, but we don't spend the amount of money we should be spending to challenge. We try and bargain hunt, try and find release clause that we were release clause FC. We were fitting around for Romeo Lavia, and then we realized we couldn't get Caicedo, and then we wanted to slap 60 million, and then he goes to freaking Chelsea anyway. We've been run terribly in terms of handling our business, in terms of getting the deals that we should get done. 1 minute you want Lavia, next minute we're slapping 100 million on Caicedo without doing the behind the scenes work, knowing that Chelsea have been courting him, talking to him. So in terms of that logic, it makes sense why that is the case. For me, is Amarin or Nagusman or bust. Amarin or Nagusman bust. The manager market's horrible. We can't get either of those two. We're fucked. It's over. We're finished. No, I'm not even joking, fans. If we do not get Amarin or even a Nagusman, there's nobody there. There's generally nobody there.
Yeah.
Like people don't understand how crap the manager market is. It's trash. It is so bad. And then you're in a situation where there's so many teams that need managers. Like that's one of the major reasons why you're gonna keep Poch.
Whoa.
Okay.
No, we're not.
Okay, who are you gonna get?
Anyone but Poch.
You want
to be honest, mate.
You guys love shopping around at Brighton.
No.
Okay, let me get to the comments. Okay, so if Faize truly believes it, then it's embarrassing, bro. However, Palmer can't even chat to either of them. You see our prediction, who wins it? Yo, Mike.
Who said?
That's what Sam
said. Who
said
something about Palmer?
He said nobody, but Sam. That's what Sam. Mike, we're gonna do a separate stream for that, in a different stream, because we still got to do the Chelsea Man United talk. We're still getting across to that main event. You didn't have to cook us like that, bro. Faize, he's talking about you.
Who said that?
Joe said you didn't have to cook them like that.
I didn't.
No, you said what you said. Palace will bend over for Man City.
No, I'm saying if you're expecting Palace to go there and do a job for Liverpool, the likelihood is they're going to get bent over. But
Okay, Faize, I think
if
you
you
might like
guys
this
are
comment.
doing your own thing,
I think you might like this. I think actually no, you won't like this comment. Sam said Palmer without pens is chatting to Gibbs White.
Gibbs White is a great player. What a terrible person to use to insult Cole Palmer.
No, but
Gibbs White is a great player.
Okay, to play devil's advocate, could we say the same thing about Saka?
I'm not getting involved because Saka's.
I'm not saying it. I'm just throwing that on the table. I'm just gonna throw it on the table and simmer.
It doesn't even make sense because Cole Palmer is influencing the game without penalties as well. It's not like the man is just getting penalties. His overall play is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one. Literally, before, I remember people used to call Arsenal a one-man team when they had Robin van Persie and other teams. Mm-hmm. Chelsea are literally a one-man team because the likes of Nkunku have been out injured.
Even chat to him.
Chat to who?
I'm guessing he's talking about Saka and Go.
Okay. Like I said, back in the day, we used to say like Arsenal were a one-man team when they had Van Persie. That wasn't even really that true. But at Chelsea now, we are literally a one-man team. Okay. If Palmer doesn't deliver, if Palmer has a bad game, we haven't got a hope in chance of winning.
It's not hard to look good in that Chelsea team at the moment.
That's literally not true. That is literally the opposite.
It's hard quickly to look address good. It because I want to get onto the preview for the.
It's literally the opposite. It's hard to look side.
Your internet's bugging, bro. Okay, so Faize will be back with you guys shortly, man. Hopefully he's back now.
Oh man, hello.
Yo, what were you saying?
Literally the opposite. It's hard to look good in a shit, inconsistent young side, and he has. He's
okay. He froze again. Hey, yo, you good? Okay. Anyways, the freaking gods don't want Faize to address that point. So let's.
I'm gonna get the point out now if you can hear me. Okay. I said Cole Palmer is literally the opposite. It's hard to look good in a shit, inconsistent young side, and he has done that. For me, he's been the best young player in the Premier League.
Sam is cooking you. He said, bro's internet's nearly as inconsistent as his team. Oh my goodness, man. Oh, yo, Faize, we gotta talk about the final piece of resistance. Chelsea versus Man United. How you feeling? What's gonna happen in this game?
Well, I'll tell you what's gonna happen. Chelsea Football Club are going to let us down once again. We're the only team in the Premier League that can make Man United look like something special.
Is that it?
Oh, I didn't know if you could hear me.
No, I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm just listening. Continue.
Oh, yeah. I just know Chelsea. I know Chelsea enough to know this game on Thursday we're going to drop a stinker. We're both terrible teams, don't get me wrong. It might be a draw. But a draw for us right now is a loss. Because we're just going to lose. If we had beaten Burnley, if we beat Man United if we had beaten Burnley and beat Man United, we would have been I think it's 3 points behind Man United we would have been. Mm-hmm. Now, if we beat them, who cares? We're still going to be 5 points behind them. We're not closing that gap with 8 games, 10 games left to go.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the teams above us, like Brighton, whoever else, we're not going to close the gap on them either. Faize. Our only hope is if we can beat Man City in the final, we have to in the semi-final. Sorry, we have to hope that Coventry beat Man United. But then even me, in my heart of heart, I don't believe that we would beat Coventry in the fucking final of the FA Cup.
Okay.
So that's our only chance of Europe next year.
Mike said that Brentford performance was horrific. I have no confidence in United. That's what Mike said.
But I've heard him say similar, and then they've gone and beat us. So
do I need Faize? Let me say this about this game. I need Man United to batter you guys, and let me tell you why. Nothing against you. I need them to batter you guys so that they can go to Liverpool thinking that they don't need to try as hard. Because Man United, if they lose against you guys, they're going to be up for Liverpool. I want them to be down as possible. I do not want no stress. I want a guaranteed victory. I will take a 1-0 against Man United right now. If someone comes up to me and goes, yo, you want a 1-0 victory against Man United? I'll take that shit. As far as the game planning out, yeah, I think it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to be a 2-2.
What, Chelsea, Man United?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, I can't see it being
anything
be other than a Man United win.
I think there's going to be back and forth. I can see McTominay cooking. I can see Rasmus scoring. Again. I think it's going to be a draw. I think there's going to be abundance of chances. I think it's going to be a draw, but it's going to be one of those games that people are going to say Chelsea should win.
No doubt that twat in the dugout is going to play Sterling for no reason. Sterling's going to miss a load of chances.
I think he's going to score in that game.
No.
He's going to score.
No, I don't.
He's going to score. Gusto's going to do a low-driven cross, and Sterling's going to tap into the empty net. Sterling hasn't been that bad against big teams for you guys.
Yes, he has.
Okay, name one big team he was bad against.
Liverpool.
Yeah, but
in the cup.
Everybody was bad.
No, they weren't. He was bad. Gallagher was bad. Enzo was bad. Palmer was good. Gusto was good. Petrovic was good.
No, Gusto was good. Petrovic was good. But Petrovic was good. But other than that game, man, and if you're talking about Sterling at Anfield, Sterling's always shit at Anfield. Even for City, because Sterling can't play at Anfield
Sterling's just shit in general. Let's just get that out of the way.
You wanna do a Sterling rant?
No, I don't. I've ranted too much about him. I can't. There's nothing more to say other than the fact that he's past it. His prime was at Man City when he was scoring. Was it 20? I think he had 21 league goals in the Premier League. Yeah, and it was a terrible signing, and it's not worked. And he's off to Saudi.
That's a good question. Mike asked a good question to you. He said the real question is, should Chelsea boo Mount?
Should what?
Should Chelsea boo Mount?
Yeah, they should boo him out the fucking arena.
Yeah, I heard you. Continue.
Boo his dad as well. They're both scumbags.
Why is that, man?
Well, for context on his dad's in Old Trafford changing room with Mount. Like, this is home, isn't it, son? They're both cringe. Mount wouldn't have had a career without Chelsea, yeah? So, look, okay, you can't really say that, for example, that he wouldn't have had a career without Chelsea. But what I'm saying is, even when he was shit, Chelsea fans still fucking backed him, and he stabbed them all in the back to join Manchester United. A sideward step, if any, as well, may I add. It's not a jump up. You talked all this crap about this being your club and the boy who had a dream and all of this dog shit, and you've jumped ship at the first sign of trouble. He's a rat.
Wow.
And if they even dare bring the banners out at Stamford Bridge, shame on fucking them.
Wow. He froze, but guys know this. This part is definitely getting clipped. Part is definitely getting clipped.
No,
like Faize, you make for great content, man. Like, there's a lot of stuff. I'm gonna clip your clap back. I'm gonna clip a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, man. Let's just go through a quick fire through the games. What's your predictions for that game, score wise? I got Chelsea versus Man United 2-2. What's your prediction?
2-0.
to the Man United.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
With fucking Mason Mount scoring.
You think he's gonna score?
Yeah, it's written. It's so obvious. It's the most obvious thing. He's a cunt. You know, I wouldn't put it past him to celebrate.
Okay, let's see this. Let's go here. Okay. So let me ask you this. So you got okay, that's it. Is there anything else you want to talk about? We're gonna talk about UCL preview some other time, but yeah. Anything else you want to address?
Not really, no. As I said, I don't really have much to add on the Man United game. I'm going into that game with no expectation other than that we're going to lose, potentially get a draw. But I couldn't see us winning that game at all. So it is what it is.
I feel that. But anyways, that's the end of the stream. Thank you guys for coming down. Make sure you guys subscribe and whatnot, man. Yeah, me and Faize will catch you later, man. Especially when it comes to the post-game reactions and whatnot. It's going to be interesting to get what you guys think and feel about the overall landscape after Thursday. And obviously, we got the WWE talk coming up soon. Maybe me and Faize will talk about that at some point